Hello, we're going to talk about some jump roping skills today. So in a previous video, I also showed just some basic, if you're not ready to turn that rope yet, just some different ways that you can practice some of those beginning jumping skills. So I'm going to talk you through a few of just the basic turning again, remind you of a few things, and then show you a few tricks to remind you of what you can be working on while you are at home. Okay, so again, when you're getting a jump rope, you want to do that measuring. So standing in the middle of it, kind of pulling it up and making sure that it's kind of coming up to your shoulders. I have two different examples here. So this is one that kind of fits me a little bit better. But even if I had this one where it's just a little bit shorter, okay, I might be able to do a few different things with this size, but I might be able to do a few more tricks with the one that fits me. So just to kind of remind you about some of those things, if you happen to have a rope that's just a little bit too short for you, it's not too big of a deal, but you just want to make sure that you're going to be able to turn that rope. So in my house here, I'm probably going to have to turn sideways a few times in order to get the rope to move, so that I don't hit certain things in my house. So always make sure that you're checking around you, make sure there's nobody behind you or in front of you, or you're not going to have something that might affect your jumping. So again, if you're a beginner, you just want to make sure that you can get that rope underneath you. Remember, it is more wrist action than it is arm movement to get that timing down. So as I turn the rope, I can start by just catching it underneath my feet and then kind of rolling it out the back, if that's what kind of helps me. Again, I want to go start with your hands together, go down and around, and catch it underneath your feet. And then if I get really good at that, I can continue and do that one jump just to get that through. And then as I increase, try to get two in a row. Again, it's more of that wrist action than it is my arms. If I start way back here and I throw it over, my hands are going to be too close together and I'm not going to be able to get that rope all the way around. Also, I want to stand tall. If I bend over when I jump, that rope is going to hit too far out in front of me, where I just want to make little bounces as I turn. So as I get better, I can put more of that bounce. Remember, I'm on my toes, going up and down, up and down, up and down as best as I can. As I get better with some of those, then you might start by going backwards. Start with that rope in front of you. Again, it is just a down, okay, and around, and then a jump to begin that backwards jump. So there's just a little one that you can do as well. Then I can start some of those tricks. I can cross and do a crisscross. When I do that cross, remember, I don't just bring my hands together and then separate again. It's almost like you're hugging yourself. So I come around and my wrists are going to flop over and face backwards in order to kind of get that done. Then I'm going to jump through it. So I actually have to do a jump through and then open, okay? So it's a cross, jump through it, open, and jump. So it's every other time. Crisscross, jump, okay? For some of you older kiddos, we also practice that backwards a little bit. So same kind of thing. If you need to start jumping first and do that crisscross motion, okay, to go backwards, remember, I actually have to jump through the rope with my arms crisscrossed, and then I'm going to open jump and go. Again, you can also travel with that. So some of you 4th and 5th graders, we did a travel walk with that. So we jumped, and then we started moving to the side, and then you can go back the other direction. For some of you, if you have siblings or even parents that want to jump with you, we had people that stood in front of you. And so as you had someone there, you moved down, and you both ended up jumping together, and you did some partner skills, okay? Also with the jump rope, you can try to turn in it. So as you're jumping, you can turn around, try to do that. You can do different footworks inside that rope. Jump side to side, forwards, crisscross your feet, out while you're jumping as well. You can also try those double unders. So remember, that's the rope going underneath you twice, and you want to hear that whip sound, okay? So that rope goes underneath you twice, and you continue to try to do that as you go. So there's just some basic little tricks that you can start to do on your own if you don't have someone else to work with you. And again, if you have a hula hoop or you have a long kind of, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a jump rope, but maybe just a long, you know, not a string that's going to get a little tied up, but maybe you have something at home if you don't have a jump rope in order to practice some of those jumping skills. Okay, so have fun and let's see what you got.